You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio with Randy Angston. What's up, guy?
How we doing, brother?
Good. Got a good one today. 2021, we're here, and a lot of things to talk about. Not on this show, but man, there's a lot of moving parts in my world right now.
Yeah.
And, a couple announcements. We've got the CLA workshop. Guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about what that looks like. But if you're having trouble following up with leads, getting them to book appointments, if they no-show on you and then you struggle to get them back on the schedule, converting trials into members, we have an automation system called our CLA. And we're hosting a workshop on the 21st.
21st and 22nd, yes. I believe, it should be next week from when you're hearing this.
Yes. What's URL?
winninggym.com/workshop.
Okay.
Lock in your spot.
It's $3,000, guys, just to be upfront and transparent. It's $3,000, 2 days, fully automated system, complete with email, text messaging, and voicemail marketing. Keeps you, your lists, segmentation. You can use it for all communication. It's all customizable. We build it out with you. I've got all the copy done for you, all the text messages copy, all the email copy, all the voicemail copy. It's done. I mean, we're talking you build this thing and it's done in 2 days and then you're using it. It's integrated with your website. It's integrated with Facebook. It's integrated with ClickFunnels or any landing page software that you have. In-person leads, online, offline, it's all dialed in.
Yeah, it's a communication platform. It's like home base. To add to that, too, something that just I find I love about Keep and that platform itself is how versatile it is. So we're going to, the CLA is going to be kind of your home base. This is the nurture that...
The foundation.
The foundation. Everybody's kind of going to end up in here. But then the other things you can use it for. So for the last, 2 weeks, I've had a lot of calls with just clients,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm working on this. I'm doing this. The new year, right? Hey, I'm launching a new campaign. So many different conversations around how they're utilizing this software for their individual marketing campaigns. This morning, I was on a call with Alex. We were going through that lead notifications he was doing,
Yes.
and we were talking about his 28-day program and what he's running. And so it's nice to see not only are the clients utilizing the CLA, but they're expanding on automation within their business, handling communication for all of your marketing needs, guys. Do it. It's a no-brainer. At this point, if you haven't even taken a look, you're way behind the curve.
Yeah, it's an absolute must for this year and beyond. We've been using something like this for 10 years. So if you're just hearing about it for the first time, it's time to take action. Jump on that. Limited seats. winninggym.com/workshop.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so that kind of leads us into our segmentation of what we're talking about today a little bit. We did a Clubhouse last week. So if you guys haven't heard about Clubhouse, it's a social media audio platform. It's pretty cool. Kind of getting annoyed with it already.
A little bit.
If we're being really honest.
Yeah.
But we had a conversation about what's it going to take to convert leads, prospects into clients in the new year, and what does that look like? And all signs point to a longer sales cycle.
Yeah.
Not necessarily all but gone are the days of here's my offer, buy my thing, from a cold prospect that's never heard of you, seeing your stuff for the first time. They get excited and go buy your thing like in a day. Not gone, but pretty much that should be.
It's not that's no longer the norm.
Right.
5 years ago, 6 years ago when Facebook's platform hit, we launched an ad and you had buyers regardless. Like you could have had the lousiest gym, lousiest landing page, and people were throwing money at you because this was like, holy crap, I've never seen this before.
And that's the thing. It was the nostalgia. It was the uniqueness and the newness of like, oh, I can see this ad and go buy a thing right now. Like that was fairly new to a lot of people,
especially in the fitness space like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And so that was why it worked. It wasn't necessarily because you were such a great copywriter and your images were amazing and you were talking to the right people at the right time. It was just because it was new. So now that we kind of understand that, and for those of you that are only in the business for the last 3 to 4 years, what are we in, 2021? So this was heavy in 15, 16. Gosh, we're getting old. But but at the end of the day, if you've only owned your gym since 2015 and after, you don't really know another way. You're basically spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, before we had a working agreement with ProFit, like before we were sitting in this seat, being like, I sat in your office and helped you shove stacks of of direct mailers
yeah.
into bins so you could drop them off and have those hit residents the old fashioned way. And there's something to be said about all that stuff, because much like trends in fitness, right? The group training, semi-private, one-on-one, like all of these things that we've seen for years change, transform, the big box gyms, the studio gym, all of these, they're trends. Marketing has the same thing. Marketing follows trends. Things go away, things come back. Things go away, things come back. I have a feeling direct mail might make a little resurgence.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's a staple, kind of tried and true. It's there, but I wouldn't ever expect anything to be the answer. And that's kind of why we always talk about having multiple poles in the water. You guys aren't just going to be a Facebook marketer or just run Facebook ads and all of a sudden your gym's marketing needs are gone. You're never going to have a list of emails.
5 years ago, you could.
Yeah, but look at where, if you only did that, and we warned people. We warned a hell of a lot of people. You can't just rely on Facebook. What happens when Facebook isn't there anymore? What happens when the success of these Facebook ads aren't there anymore? And that's what we're seeing right now. And so the conversation we have been having, we're just now shining a light on, here's the evidence now showing the trend is going back the other direction. COVID, I think, pushed a lot of this as well.
Yeah, it was interesting. When COVID first hit and everybody was shut down, they all stopped their ads. We turned our ads on.
We
cranked it up, and we did a bunch of, we were getting leads at $1 for our online training right in the beginning. I was like, well, everybody else is off. Let me jump on. So anyways, you got to be aware and have your head on a swivel. If we're talking about, football analogies, if you're a middle linebacker, you could be getting, now like a slot receiver blocking you from the right. You could have a guard coming down on you. I mean, you have to have your head on a swivel, and the same thing goes with marketing. You can't just look straight ahead and like, this is the thing. And not only is this not the thing anymore, but the way it's done is different as far as how you nurture these clients from seeing your stuff into becoming a client. There's a lot more work involved. In fact, there's always been work involved, but we were just spoiled for a few years. So now we're getting back to the way it used to be. And what that means is you need to get leads or prospects. Get them to see your stuff. Get their contact information. This cannot be said enough. You need to own your list. And by owning your list means you can market to those people and speak to them via text message or email or even voicemail without having to pay any more to buy the lead. You own the lead at this point. And then you need to take them on a journey. You need to take them on a journey as to how you can solve their problems, giving them great content and education, and getting them to understand from, what they've been doing isn't working. Here's what you do and why it works, and get them to make their own decision instead of, here's my trial for $89, buy it today.
Yeah, and that's a big difference right there. It's not just the logical candy bar to check out, impromptu, boom. I want this because it's an irresistible offer.
Right.
Like that holds weight, but it doesn't hold weight to somebody who's not ready to buy today, or who doesn't have that emotional connection to what it is you're offering. And that's where I think we need to start putting a couple more poles in those waters, right?
And so let's talk about getting leads, and
Sure.
like not a lead per se to buy your thing, but getting a lead to your list. So like that's probably what we need to start. How do you get traffic to give you their information? And typically it's most easily done with what we call an ethical bribe. Here's a thing I have that will help you. In order to get that from me, give us your contact information.
It's an exchange of value.
Yep, we're going to email that to you. So that and all, whatever grand thing is called a lead magnet. Like that's overall, like the overarching thing is a lead magnet. A lead magnet could be anything of value. So it could be an ebook, old school, a blueprint, a PDF, a checklist, a recipe guide, a video series. It could be What else? I mean, what else?
All
Blog
sorts of things.
content?
Yeah, blog content. Really, any piece of content that you can deliver that's going to hold value to the consumer, and they're willing to exchange, again, something of value. In this situation, it's their contact information.
Yep.
As long as they're willing to give you that in exchange for that piece of value.
Okay.
Meaning, again, an ebook, something tangible,
Checklist.
something for them to. But the
cheat
ultimate
sheet.
goal of that is not just to get it in their hands, and it's to get it in their hands so that it creates that change of belief, so that they can see a result, so that they can get a win without having to pay you for your services. And that's all over. That overlying idea is really where I've seen this trend going, like why things are going back this way.
The pendulum.
Exactly. The pendulum's swinging back, right? The marketplace is no longer just willing to throw money at the problem because it's cheap and affordable and it's presented to them. Now that's all that they've seen. So now, in order to stand out, you need to create those like, trust, and respect factor again. You need to create.
It's always been there. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
It should always have been in the toolbox, but we got lazy and we got spoiled. Let's be honest. Call it what it is.
Well,
so now it's time to get back to it.
I mean, I don't know if it's a complete bad thing, right? You double down where things are working, right? We saw success in Facebook, and if you didn't, you were definitely behind the eight ball. But to neglect one because the other exists is not the way to go about it. You can do both of these. You can have, your ebooks on your website that don't cost you anything.
Yep.
Like somebody who goes to your website, there should be something on your website for them to be able to download, buy at a very low cost, or access, some lead magnet, some piece of value that you create proprietary to your business that you can deliver to the marketplace, and they can exchange their info, deliver that win, and now again you've got somebody who you can speak to. And think
that's the next step, right?
It's the conversation.
Stage 2 is the journey that you're going on. So when you do get the lead, don't turn around and offer them the thing
Exactly.
right off the jump. Take them on a little path, and by taking them on a path, I'm talking about typically it's email, right? Giving them, some additional information or a longer term, pipeline. I don't know. Call it a journey. You can refer back to the thing they downloaded. Hey, did you get a chance to read the thing? On number 3, I really like that because of this. And give me an email back. Let me know how you're using it. So
not only that, but again, back to the technology and the things we have available. You can automate so much of this process. You don't even know this is happening. You're not the one sending these follow-up emails. A system is sending these emails. That's what Keep is doing for us. And you can be so damn good at it that when they click the link or when they take action, now a different set of actions happens. Instead of, like an abandoned cart sequence for somebody who doesn't purchase, well, you can do the same thing with content, right? Hey, I've noticed you haven't downloaded our, so-and-so PDF book yet. Here's a link back to that download. Continue to nurture that person. It's conversation. And that's what I think that we're so far from, as a whole, we've all gotten so far and so afraid to have that conversation with a prospect that isn't ready to buy today that we feel like we're wasting our time.
Yeah, that's more of what it is. Not of being afraid. It's just it's too much work for no little return.
What is our job?
What is our job?
Ultimately, part of the job of showing up in these 4 walls is acquiring new clients. If that's the way that it takes, exactly. If that's one of the ways of doing so,
let me put
let's
it to you
embrace
this
that.
way, guys. If you had leads in your list that you, I guess, acquired last year and they came in and bought today, would you be upset about it? No, you wouldn't, because you've done all the work. They're just taking a little bit longer than everybody else.
Yeah.
So maybe it takes 6 months to buy. I will tell this story over and over again. I've been doing this since 2009. Let's be honest. We've had Infusionsoft since late 2009, maybe 2010. And we've been using lead magnet style marketing for that long. And just like it was yesterday, the guy came in. This is back when I was actually selling memberships at the front desk over here. The guy came in, says, "Hey man, I've been on your list." I'm like, "Oh man, that's great. It's music to my ears. What's going on?" "Oh, I downloaded this salsa recipe for Cinco de Mayo you did 3 years ago. And I've just been reading your content over the last 3 years. And you know what? The trainer that I have been using, he moved out of town. He became a client that day in our most expensive membership and came in. He's been here for years. And he came because of a lead magnet, because we were doing our job. If I never spoke to him again, he wouldn't remember us, right?
Exactly.
And so that is a case in point, and that happens all the time. There's people that come in that just been reading our stuff and love it, and we said something in one of the emails that resonated with that person at that time, and that made them.
And that's
ready to make a
exactly that
decision.
conversation right there is what I want everybody to think about. What is your marketplace curious about? What are their needs? What are your current clients when they leave? What do they struggle with when they're not there to ask you the questions? Is it nutrition? Is it fitness advice? Is it, I don't have a session today in the gym. Like, what should I do physically? Like, create ways of having those conversations with your list so that you're creating those change of belief systems. I said it before, and I'll continue to say it again. If you have not created a change in belief in somebody before you pitch them, you do not deserve the right to position that offer. Marketing tells us this, right? That's the logical process of what it takes for somebody to lean in and buy. We got so good. The marketplace just let us hit people with offers forever that we forgot maybe we need to convince somebody that we are the right option for them, or show them, not necessarily convince them, but let them
make the decision.
Exactly. Let's show them our best foot. Let's put our best foot forward. Let's show them who we are. Let's create that change of belief, because I'll tell you, once you create that change of belief, like that gentleman, you probably couldn't turn him away for business.
No, he wanted to do business with us. He came to us, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's what we're all trying to always get, is that influx, or that clients leaning in instead of having to go hunt and chase.
So the point of this topic today really is to kind of nudge everybody to start making some decisions to build their list over time, and build out those journeys, and build out those sequences, and build out that conversation. So you build the relationship over time while you're doing these other things.
Absolutely.
Right? Run some direct response offers, but let's build that list, because the money's in the list. Anytime we run an email campaign, we make money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How nice is that? I don't have to pay Facebook again. I just sit down for 2 hours or 1 hour and create a little keep campaign, and the message that I'm giving people over those time gets them to decide on their own that we're the best fit for them. There's nothing better than knowing at any given time I can click some buttons and make some money. Like, there's nothing better than that. You're in complete control of your destiny. You're not worried about the algorithm today. You've already built a relationship with this list. You have to protect the list. And you also, there's a lot of things with email hygiene. You have to take people off your list too that aren't opening your emails, so you don't get buried in the promotions and spam folders because you're sending to people that don't want to hear from you. And that just goes against your overall reputational score for your domain. And these email service providers are cracking down more and more.
Oh, weekly.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that you have to do, but it starts with putting some stuff of value out there in exchange for the lead, getting them onto your list, and then taking them on a journey. And when they're ready to buy, they're going to come in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It is a little more passive, and it's hard to say that this makes me feel good because I'm only doing that. I'm not saying to only do that. That should be a big piece of what you do. Let's call it a quarter. That should be 25% of what you do at all the time. Have stuff out there collecting leads, because people move in and move out of town all the time. Let's get those people on your list.
And again, to speak to the way that you should be going about this, we have an automated annual newsletter.
That's one of them.
All we have to do is drop once leads hit our CLA and come into our ecosystem. We don't have to worry about the content that we're sending every other day or every couple of days. We have some of that built out. If we want to add in additional broadcast, we have that availability at all times.
I'll tell you what, if anybody signs up for this CLA, I'm going to go ahead and give them a year's worth of email content.
Boom.
Email content. It's called our long-term nurture. We actually have 3 years. Right now we're in January, so it's like you have the whole year in front of you. I'll give you January through December of 2021, all your email content. Hell, if you want 2 years, I'll ask me and I'll probably do it. Right? I've got 2 years, so I've got 104. What's 52 times 3? 156.
Yeah.
156 emails, but we send them out weekly. We don't send them out all 156 days in a row. they're all like seasonally specific content, like Halloween stuff or New Year stuff or Heart Health Month. It's all built out. We wrote them ourselves, guys. So some of you may have downloaded them in the past. We've got those, but we wrote those. We didn't buy them from anywhere. We wrote them with our copywriters in house, and they're really good. I've shared them with a lot of people, and they're like, "Man, you've got like."
They're cited with information.
Yeah,
it blows my mind how quality.
Yeah, that was Katie and Leslie.
Yep.
I mean, they got to it and they just got busy with it. So, anywho, that's our kick, nudge, punch in the face for everybody that's like, oh, I don't have any way to get new leads or content or clients in the gym. Start here while you're doing other stuff, but got to get these people on a journey, get them on a path into your gym, and not just expect them to show up tomorrow.
Well, and to that, right? Like, let's say if this is going to be the normal buying cycle, if it's going to be longer, wouldn't you rather start today and then know come March, come April, you've got a group of people that have entered that arena, heard all this value, and now a 3-month buying cycle.
Yeah.
Now they're ready to buy.
You have to start. The sooner you start, what's the whole analogy? The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The next time, best time is today. Same thing with this. Get people, get some stuff out there, get them opting in, get them on your list, and you can leverage those lists in a million ways. You can make custom audiences out of them, lookalike audiences. You can do voicemail drops to these folks. We do all of this, guys. This is one of our things with our automation, with Keep, with our CLA. You're going to learn all of this in that workshop. We talk about all of it, and we continue to talk about it. We do weekly support calls every Wednesday. So every Wednesday we're meeting with our people that have been in those workshops, and we're giving them new stuff and teaching them new things.
And we've got a couple of workshops that we're planning that are going to elevate what's available. Oh yeah,
the game.
Continue to. Yeah.
All right, so jump in that workshop if you haven't registered already. It's on 21st and 22nd, and then go out there and build and create the journey and communicate with your audience, guys. That's it for this episode. Until next one, we'll see you. Bye.